Hello there, everybody! Wow, I sounded strangely optimistic right there. Hello there, everybody! This is Andrew Silent Mist. It still feels weird referring to myself as Andrew on camera, but hello there! This is the vlog. Today is the 13th of August. Hey, I think I got that right. Wow. Today we have a couple of topics that I'm going to talk about. Today is going to be the Otakon wrap-up video, and today might actually be day 50 of the vlog. That was either today or yesterday or tomorrow. Is it? Yeah, it might be the 50th day of the vlog. I don't know. But, if so, we are halfway through the 100 days of vlogs. Do not worry, this does not mean that the vlogs are just going to suddenly end on day 100. No, they're probably going to continue long after that. But, today's the Otakon wrap-up video that I promised you guys that I was torn on giving yesterday, but I really didn't, because yesterday was sort of the last day of Otakon, since I was still in Maryland for that day. But, Otakon. So, why didn't I record that much this time? Well, I sort of explained this last night, yesterday, but I had a lot of fun at Otakon, but I really didn't find too many moments where it was appropriate to just whip out the camera and start vlogging. Otakon is now, well, it's now tied for first place for my favorite conventions to go to. So if you want to go to a convention in the future, an anime convention in the future, I highly recommend both Otakon and Katsucon. They're both wonderful conventions. Otakon is significantly larger than Katsucon, but still, they're both equally as good in my eyes right now. And my god, did I have a blast. I met a ton of people and did a bunch of crazy stuff. I skipped and pranced with a drunken Thor at 5:30 in the morning at Otakon. If you can top that, well, you're weird, because you can't top skipping with a drunken Thor. But, today also is the day that one of my parents returns from China. So this is the last day that I'm going to have my house, the house to myself, so there aren't going to be as many crazy days when I have a bunch of friends over and we're hanging out. But then again, I do leave for college in about a week, so that'll be exciting. But, yeah, I'm taking this last day to just wander around the house. Got a knife right there. And yeah, so Otakon, lots of fun things happened. The poor remains of my, oh, did I do that? Of my phone it's just lying here. Now, you see, before anyone gets a little annoyed at the fact that I, like, outright destroyed my phone after it stopped working, so a couple of people tried to help fix my phone, but I knew they couldn't do anything because I couldn't do anything. Now, my phone stopped working Friday night of the convention, which was really bad because I had no way of communicating with anyone. So, phone stopped working. It died. Not the battery died, it would not turn back on. I plug it into the computer, it's not detected. Well, it makes a device was just connected sound, but there's this program called Heimdall, which is used for pushing recovery images to a phone. So I'm like in command prompt using Heimdall trying to push a system image over to the phone, and it's not detected. It's not detected in Device Manager. In Linux, nothing comes up, so it was dead. It wouldn't turn on. So that's why I had fun with it, and let me tell you, it is hilarious holding the phone, just like walking with it, and then walking into someone else, and then just accidentally throwing your, well, accidentally with large quotes, but then throwing your phone to the ground, and then looking at it in horror as they're like, did I do that? And you're like, nah, just kidding, it's been like that. So, that was a lot of fun. And actually, the phone turned on after we submerged it in water for a short while. It didn't, like, go back to Android, but the screen turned on, which I found absolutely hilarious. Yeah, it would not turn on. You press the power button, nothing happens. So, phone was dead. That's why we broke it. I'm getting a new one soon. That phone wasn't too expensive either. I think I got it for under $100 off of eBay, off contract. So, we're renewing our contract, so I'll be able to get a new phone regardless. I was planning on getting one sometime in the near future before going off to college, because we're actually switching phone plans. We're switching from Sprint back to AT&T. And for anyone who says, oh, AT&T sucks, well, you see, AT&T has good coverage in Rochester, unlike Sprint. Sprint has piss-poor coverage in Rochester. It's painful. While I will be losing unlimited data, I will be gaining the ability to use my phone there, so yeah. So, gonna be getting a new phone. Also, I cracked the screen of my camera. I don't know how that happened, but it got cracked. Luckily, I don't use that screen. And yeah, so, I guess the summary of Otakon. So, Friday turned out pretty much as perfectly as Friday could have turned out, with only one flaw. So, I go to conventions to meet people and have fun. A lot of people go to conventions for panels. I did not go to a single panel this convention. Instead, I wandered around the convention center and met people. And the only flaw with Friday was the fact that I didn't meet people that I hung out with until, like, the end of Friday. But since I got to the convention a day early, and they were actually having some Thursday events, I was able to meet some people on Thursday who I got to meet on Friday. And then, well, actually, you saw those people in the vlog. They were the people dressed up as Miku, the one that wasn't dressed up as anything, and the pink one that I can't remember their name, that I was with under the rain while it was raining. Those are some pretty cool people that I hung out with for a few days. We were doing a lot of DS stuff, like Street Pass and all that. Speaking of which, I did collect all 889 pieces of Puzzle Swap, all the puzzle pieces that are currently released. Oh god, that was a lot! So I finished that, and then on Friday, those two people that I met, the blonde one and the short one, who I dubbed, well, they gave themselves the names of Canada and Italy, because that's where they hailed from. Well, actually, they were both from America. Well, no, one of them was from Canada, the other one was from, like, Ohio. We hung out quite a bit. That was a lot of fun hanging out with them. They were pretty cool people. I'm actually still in contact with both of them, and I'm in contact with quite a few of the people that I stayed with. Vince and John, the two Asian people that I went with, the two that I met at Kineticon, actually. Those are great guys. I'm really happy that I got to meet them. They are both funny, hilarious, and they meld perfectly with, like, my personality. And it's really dark in here, so I'm going to turn on some lights because I have some feeling that it's modulating quite a bit. But they are hilarious people, especially John. Like, I was not okay. While we were putting together all of our plans, John really wasn't too talkative. Among it was mainly Vince and myself, and then the people that were putting together the hotel arrangements that were doing all the communicating. So I thought John was a little bit of a quiet person and really didn't talk too much. I also got this feeling at Kineticon. Well, was I wrong? Oh my god. John, he is hilarious, and he is frustratingly correct when it comes to social conventions. He took like a social conventions class in college, and because of that, he's always right. More on that maybe later, but, so on, I think it was Saturday, I told you that there were some plans that I might have had, and they sort of happened. But like I said, a bunch of this stuff is going to be saved for a later time, because there are some pretty cool plans. But that group of people, the second group, the one that I met at the rave, we were brought together by a drunk guy. I don't know if I told this story yet, but some drunk guy, when I was going to get some 5-hour energy, not 5-hour energy, Red Bull. Okay, I hate energy drinks. They don't taste particularly good to me, and I usually don't want that caffeine high, but I really needed something like that to keep me up during a couple of the days of the convention. So, the rave, I went to the concession stand which sold Red Bulls, and I had one. While I was doing that, a guy that I met from Thursday who had nunchucks. Wait, no, I told this story. Yeah. We were brought together, myself and those two people, by that drunk guy who slapped our ass, and they're pretty much like con BFFs now that I'm still in communication with them. So, yeah. That was Friday. Saturday, there was a Toho photo shoot, which Vince, who was cosplaying as Yomu, although since he was cross-playing, we call him Bromu, was a part of that, and I took a ton of pictures. You'll see probably a bunch of those. Actually, you might not, because I might have accidentally screwed up a lot of things and removed half the pictures that I had because of some quirky glitch that I had with my laptop. I'm gonna sit down now. But how long is... I can't even tell how long this has been going because the top of my screen is cracked. Saturday, Toho photo shoot, hanging out with more people. The second night of the rave, which we actually left, and then tried to get back in, but there was a huge line that we could not get past. And then Sunday, which is the sad last day of the convention, mainly just hanging out with the people that I met with the rave at Friday, pretty much half of the day. You see, when you don't have a phone, actually, it's really, really hard to meet up with people, because Otakon is huge. The convention center is like half a mile long, so finding people is a nightmare. And without a phone, it's even harder. So Turns out my camera has a recording limit for how long one segment of video can go, and I've been just kind of rambling for a while. But, the rave that I went to on Saturday had a line which appeared after the rave started because the rave went to maximum capacity. Actually, it turns out that in 2017, Otakon is going to be moving to a different convention center because the current one, while gigantic, was not big enough, and they have contractual obligations to stay there until 2017. So, Sunday, wait, Sunday, oh, no, wait, I wasn't talking about the rave, I was talking about Sunday and trying to meet people. It was really difficult without a phone because I had to, just wander around the convention center, and it turns out that, well, after I wasn't able to find them, I went down to the dealer's room and saw that they had some computers set up at the Crunchyroll stand, so I was just like, people, if I sign up for that free trial, can I just quickly use the internet? Because Lucky Me set up Google Voice with his phone a really long time ago, which is really good because due to, like, things that Sprint and Google have worked out with, in order to place a call or send a text, your phone isn't needed at all because Google just talks directly to the Sprint servers, and you can send a text. So I was able to send texts out through a computer, although not with a phone, because my phone, as you saw, was a smashed pile of metal. So I was able to find everyone then, and we were able to hang out for like a good chunk of Sunday, and then Sunday unfortunately came to a close. So we had to switch hotels because the big old group that I was staying with only had it reserved to Sunday from Thursday to Sunday. So once we did that, we switched hotels to a Sheraton, which was actually really nice, and it was extraordinarily cheap. It was only $100 for, like, that night, and it was a really good hotel. So Sunday happened, and then Monday was the day that we had to leave, which, that was a sad day. Like, saying goodbye to Vince and John was depressing, but saying goodbye to the people that I met at the rave, we did that Sunday night, which was technically Monday morning, because we hung out until, like, 3 o'clock. Saying goodbye to everyone is a very sad moment, because, you know, you're not going to see quite a few of them for quite some time. And I actually don't have any anime conventions planned for the next 6 months, so time for convention detox. Or is it withdrawal? PCD. Post-con depression. that term, it almost applied, but yeah. So then there was the bus ride. I actually edited the vlogs while I was on the bus, or at least 3 or 4 of the days of the vlog while I was on the bus. And, yeah. And then I was picked up. Oh, those last 5 days were a blast. Those were some of the best days of my life. You see, it's really hard to beat the Japan trip that I took because I've just wanted to go to Japan for such a long time, but that was probably ranked among maybe 2nd, 3rd, or 4th place of my favorite weeks, 5 days that I've ever had. So it was a fun convention. There'll be more stories that'll be coming out later, maybe, possibly, depends. But for now, I actually think that's going to be all for the vlog today. Just one really long, other than that slight pause in the middle. Yeah, no other plans today other than I need to go pick up my mom in a couple hours. Oh, I'm going to miss having the house to myself. I have to finish cleaning up the house. It's not too bad right now. I've already done a decent bit of cleaning, but, like that, I can leave there because that's all the mail. The kitchen is almost completely clean. It was quite messy before. There used to be dishes all about over here. And I don't know why there's a big stabby knife right there. I did not go kill anyone with that, I promise you. Then I want to vacuum the house because, well, vacuuming is always a nice thing to do before someone returns. And, yeah. So, guys, I do hope that you enjoyed today's vlog. It was a very talky vlog. And I guess I will see you all again next time. So, until then, I will see you all later. Farewell.